How can spending time in nature help a person's health and well-being? We at Green Adelaide are supporting some research to find out. In conjunction with a large number of partners, we are supporting GPs, psychologists and other clinicians to conduct a program called Nature Prescriptions. And here, individuals will be spending time in nature and undertaking a wide range of activities to see how that might improve their mental and physical well-being.
Unfortunately, diseases such as type 2 diabetes, obesity and anxiety and depression are very common in our society, and I think that a lot of these patients would stand to benefit from more exposure to nature. We stand everything to gain from these nature prescriptions, and we're lucky in South Australia that we have so many wonderful green spaces that people could be utilising more. So I think nature is very important for people's mental health and physical well-being.
I'm particularly interested in why people feel better when they go outside, what are some of the underlying mechanisms of it, and whether it's an alternative approach to treating people with psychological illness or injury. It's a very new field, we know it works. What I'm particularly interested in is a better understanding of why it works.
The trial involved weekly sessions, which were 2 hours duration, and we ran the program for 8 weeks. And the aim of the program was to give people the skills and the motivation to connect to nature. We discussed how to find your local green space using Google Maps, how to find the most green, most treed route to find your local green space. We tried nature journaling, we tried forest bathing. We set up sit spots in our yard, so we learnt about the importance of connecting to nature and how important it was on a daily basis, and how we can just increase in small ways our nature dose every day.
I found the nature prescription trial really interesting and fun. It was great to connect with lots of experts in their field, and it helped me understand how I could connect with nature more on a daily basis.
I just think it's really good for your health, and it's been pretty good for mine so far. I have some activities that I'm planning in the future which I think are really great ways to look after my health that I wouldn't have thought of before, or I wouldn't have actively gone out to do before.
I still haven't carved out enough time to do the things I thought I would like to do, but I'm able to be more mindful of the ways I can connect with nature on a daily basis, and the little things count. It's not just, I need to get out in nature for a day. I can spend 5 minutes in the garden, or look after my houseplants, or take my shoes off and walk on the grass or something like that, and that counts too.
I'm already thinking about a lot of things I'm going to go out and do now. Go and spend some time out barefoot in nature, at the beach for example, and hopefully doing things like planting trees and getting my hands in the soil more. I've already started to grow some succulents around my backyard and in the house.
I think I've been able to be more mindful of the ways I can connect with nature. That's the main difference, and that's helped me in a few different ways.
We thought it was important to demonstrate how a nature prescription trial could operate, because they're widely used overseas, nature prescriptions and social prescriptions, but they're used very little in Australia, and we know that they work. People are reporting benefits, but in Australia we're not using it as a therapeutic intervention. And at Green Adelaide we know that the more people connect to nature, the more they value it. And this is just another way of connecting people to nature and increasing the value of nature, not just for its intrinsic value, but for its value in human health.
Everybody thinks when you live in New York in an apartment, you definitely need it. Australia is actually the most urbanised country in the world, and arguably we get out into nature less than many other people in the world. So as an alternative intervention, as a better way of doing it than drugs or sitting in a room talking to somebody, I suspect is both cheaper and more effective. But It's a new therapy, and as with all new therapies, there are a lot of resistance to entry. There are barriers that people have, and part of the challenge in this program is to work out how do you do it in Australia for Australians.
So one thing I got out of it was learning how to be better at self-care.